Okay, I think I have got it figured out. For some reason, I was broadcasting only to myself instead of to the public tonight. That's not so great. Took me a little bit to figure that out, and I apologize for that. But we are good to go now. Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be reached by email anytime at andersonshel@gmail.com, or by phone as well, of course. All right, I would like to welcome you all here tonight. We are going to have a play with some new products that are going to be coming out in the January to June mini catalog. Fabulous products coming. I do have a few, so we're going to play with some of them tonight. And before I get started, as is the norm now, I am going to be giving you another tip for your tip book. Tip number 4, color your baker's twine and your ribbons with your Stampin' blends. The white baker's twine and this metallic edged ribbon colors beautifully with the Stampin' blends, as do many others, but those ones in particular, I do those all the time. And that way you don't have to buy a whole bunch of ribbons. You can just buy 1 or 2 things and make them work for a lot of projects. Okay, that's tip number 4. That's the business out of the way. Tonight we are going to be using we're making 2 cards. And we are going to be using the Darling Donkeys, which is a celebration freebie. And this is that gorgeous. Hoping I'm not getting too much glare. I've got a new setup here tonight, so I'm hoping I'm not getting too much glare. I think that's okay. There's our Darling Donkey set. And we're also going to be using the stamp set from the Dragonfly Garden bundle. Yes, Pam, it's very cute. And this one here is just absolutely lovely for so many different occasions. That one the Dragonfly one comes with a coordinating punch, but we're not using that tonight. Now, we're going to be using one die set tonight, and it is the Messages die set. And I can't get this all in the camera. There's so many of these, so I'll just move it along. Thank you, Carol. I showed some of you in a previous video when I did my unboxing this set, and I'm going to show you again because I can't say enough good things about it. The Many Messages stamp set. Now look at all of those fabulous greetings. But guess what? It's one stamp. You stamp it once. Okay, and then the die is one die that cuts out all of these. And at first I thought, oh, do I really want to cut those all out? Well, yes, I do, and I am going to show you, ladies, why. One tip I have for you is when you cut them out, oh, you're getting 2 tips in one night. That's pretty good. When you cut them out, I suggest that you keep them and keep one of the bones. I call this bones, the skeleton where you cut out your dies, and I'll tell you why. Because you can use this as a tool in your craft room. Check this out. If you're looking to see which one of these cutouts this will fit in, well, it's not going to fit there. I'm going with this one here. It will fit in that one. It'll fit in that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. It's very deceiving. So keep your bones, just put them in your stamp case or in your die case, and you can use that as a tool in your craft room. Okay, now I'm going to tell you another little thing. I know I'm kind of gushing on this set, but I've learned things that I didn't know, and I should have known, but it's a new product, so I think I'm going to forgive myself. So what I did is I stamped that big stamp with my stamp apparatus once. Then I die cut once. I have a whole bunch of ready-made greetings ready to go. And I have these little hearts and stars and whatever those other little things are. So I have this little case that I got at a big box store that we all know. And I just put them in here and I have them ready to go. Okay? I know some of you, when you make cards, you do not always put a greeting on them. Here's a perfect thing for you. Have the greeting stamped and ready to go. And now you'll see I have another box here. I simply cut these tags out of Whisper White cardstock. There's nothing on them. I just ran that die through again and I have this. Okay? So I have all of these items in the bucket, that little bucket. So when I am wanting to put this in a frame, or in a frame, I guess you could call it, I can just find which one I want, bring it out, put it in my stamp apparatus, and stamp it. So there's another tip for you. Now, have one final tip. When I saw these, I don't know how close to be to this camera to tell you the truth. There's a little flower here and here and here and a heart here. I guess it goes this way. And I thought, okay, they're teeny tiny, but they're pretty useless. Like, what? Why would they put those on there? Okay, well, let me just tell you, Stampin' Up! Are genius. These little things, what you do is when you stamp your greetings on this piece of paper, when you put the die over top of this, these little things that you've stamped will help you perfectly align the rest. So if you have these hearts and flowers lined up, you know that your die is going to cut your greeting perfectly. So tons of tips with this, and it is just worth gold. I'm telling you, ladies, it's gold. Okay, so enough blubbering about that one. We are going to get started, and I think we will do the Dragonfly Garden one first. This is a bundle in the new catalog, and these are the dimensions for the card that I am going to be doing tonight. I've chosen Melon Mambo, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Basic Black, 4 by 5 1/4. Whisper White, 3 3/4 by 5. Basic Black, 1 by 4. Whisper White, 3/4 by 3 3/4. And Whisper White for the inside at 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so I am going to bring our little pieces in. And you will notice that there is this. I just use my layering ovals. You can use whatever shape you want. And I created a mask. Okay, we're going to use that mask. If you want to do a square, if you want to do a star, whatever you wanted to do. So I am just going to simply put my inside in the middle of my card, and then that one's out of the way. Okay, and we'll set that aside. Actually, no, I'm going to put my black layer on as well. I have a helper in my craft room tonight. Hopefully she doesn't land on the desk. She's been a little spitfire ever since I got home, demanding attention, and oops, that's crooked. Wanting to be the center of attention. And you'll notice that I have some awful looking scratches on my hands. That's compliments of Miss Molly. Okay, now we'll set that aside. And we will bring in our silicone mat and our piece of Whisper White. Okay, so I am going to use this mask like so, and we are going to ink inside here. And I know I want Melon Mambo for one of my colors. Maybe, let's make this really bright. Let's go Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green. Okay, I'm going to get these opened up. Oh, maybe I am. I can't get this yellow one open. Holy moly. There we go. So basically what I want to do in here is create like a sky, like three areas but blended together. Okay, so on the bottom I am going to do Granny Apple Green. And I need a piece of paper towel here. And you can do this with sponges. The only thing is you gotta hang on to this and make sure it doesn't move on you. You can do it with sponges, you can do it with sponge daubers, you can do it with brushes. Whatever makes you happy. Just don't do what I just did. Did you see that big blob? I'm gonna flip my card because I don't like that. So there's a lesson right there. Don't do what I just did. I'm supposed to be blobbing this off and working my way in. I hope that me sponging this is not wiggling the camera. I have a new setup here. And instead of being above my desk, I brought a new stand that brings the camera right down and it sits on the desktop. Well, that green is kind of, or yellow is kind of muddled. Kind of got blobby there, didn't I? I want a pink sky. Don't get too hung up on your background because it is, you're not going to notice too much once you get your stamping done. Any of the mistakes. Oops, I saw the camera wiggle that time, ladies. Sorry about that. I was getting a little aggressive. Okay, we will toss that mask aside and those brushes. And you see what I just did? I went over the edge. So now I'm going to have to trim this down. This is what happens. We all make these mistakes, but that's okay. We're just going to change it up a little bit and carry on. Okay, so now we need to put this aside and bring in our Stamparatus. And we are going to stamp 2 of the stamps, I believe, in this set, if I can fit them on here, knowing that I'm going to be cutting some off each side because of my oops. All right, I'm hoping to get this one. Oh, I suppose I could turn it over so you can see it. And this one on here is my plan. I just kind of wanted this one up the side like so. And then we'll stamp this one here like so. And I'm just going to stamp those in black. I'm just going to use my Memento black ink and play off the black mat that I put on the front of the card. And the Dragonfly in this stamp set coordinates with the punch, and the punch also coordinates with the dragonflies in some of the DSP. It goes with this. It's gorgeous. I like things that are versatile like that. All right. That's great. Where did I put my chamois? There we go. I'll clean up these stamps. And we will put those back in the case. And now I'm just going to set this aside. We're going to have to cut that down a bit and pretty it up a little. But I'm going to bring in the little 3/4 inch strip that I want to use for my greeting. And I need to choose a greeting. I wonder if this one will fit on there. Look at that. Kind of looks meant to be, doesn't it? Just need to tip it up and make sure it's straight. And centered would be nice too. All right. We will stamp this one down. Any of you ladies that are watching who ordered from the online extravaganza sale from me today, directly from me, know that our order was shipped at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that's like supersonic fast. They must have had extra staff on to get the orders out. So we should see our stuff fairly quickly. I guess setting my alarm and getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning to get the order in early was a good plan. I did that because one of my girls wanted an item that was on the low inventory list, and I knew that if I waited until this morning to place the order that it would probably be gone, and it was. When I got to work this morning, it was on the back order. So, but at least we didn't have any problems here. I know that in some of the other markets, England and Australia and New Zealand, I think, they had some issues with the system. There were some items that they couldn't order that were on the sale that they were supposed to be able to order. So they finally got that fixed up for them. All right, now we're gonna have to bring in the paper trimmer. Woohoo, she says, woohoo. Yeah, Carol, I was pretty happy to see that too. All right, so I am going to take a smidge off of each side of this. What mistake? I don't see a mistake. Now, let's see what it looks like if I'm going to have to shorten. Yep. I am, and I need to change my blade. I got some blades on order, but I need to change my blade. I'm getting a few little fuzzies. Okay. Let me see what I'm going to do here. Isn't that pretty? But I don't like that my borders don't match. If I slid it off to the side like that, I could put ribbon on there and fix this little problem. Because this is going to go across here. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll just go with it, girls. We will just go with it. No mistakes. Yep. All right. I don't know if you can see the little pieces of washi tape I have on my desk trying to keep me in camera here. All right, we have that, and I think because I'm going to put some kind of ribbon or something over there, I'm going to put this down flat as well. Alrighty, something. I think I'm just going to do that. And I'll tell you why. Because that yellow was a little muddled looking from the green. And I wasn't real happy with it. So I just covered up. Okay. So we're using Melon Mambo. And I do not have any current Melon Mambo ribbon. So I am going to take a quick peek in my stash here. I hope you guys can still hear me. Aha! I found some Melon Mambo. Oh my heavens, do you see what I just did? Well, if ever there was a night for mistakes, we have got to now cut the front off this card because I've messed up yet again. How many times have you guys done that you'll admit to? All right, onward. We will get a new piece for the inside. 4 by 5 1/4, and I need a new piece of Melon Mambo. And we need to score this at 4 1/4. Many times, Pam, good. I do it a lot, but I try to always double check before I do something on camera, and oh well, I goofed. Lack of sleep, that's what I'm saying. All right, let's get it opening the right way. Get our liner in here. Okay. I am going to get my paper trimmer one more time and trim a little smidge. Just like so. And now all should be perfect. I am going to bring in my Tombow. I have got this little bottle and Tombow in it. I like the fine tip, and I'm just going to stand this card up so that all my edges are straight. And look at that. Back to where we started. Sorry about that. Now I am going to So anybody who's watching me out there, I would love your feedback on if you like the camera at this height or if you preferred it the way I had it before, up higher. Without your feedback, I don't know which is better. I've done a couple of tests. I think closer is better, but I'd like to hear from you. All right, we have made it through. There is card number 1. Now I need to grab a glue dot and my take your pick tool. Where is that? Right here. Because I want to lock this ribbon down in place so it doesn't move around on me. And a glue dot will help that. And then we should have a little bit of bling. Oh, sorry. So sorry. That was my knee. Okay. I am just going to put 3 little rhinestones to bling that up a little bit. And because I can, I am going to put some Wink of Stella on my butterfly wings, just on his wings. All right, I don't know whether the camera's picking up that sparkle on his wings. I hope so. Okay, there is card catastrophe number 1. All right, let me get my workspace cleaned up a little bit here, and we will move on to our second card with our fabulous darling donkeys. Aren't they cute? And it's a celebration set. That just makes me happy. Okay, so I have chosen, where's my book with all my measurements? Darling Donkeys, gray granite, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Whisper white, 3 3/4 by 5, 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, and 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 for cutting out and stamping our donkeys. I've used the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, and we're going to use those messages dies for our greeting. So all of our pieces here, that's a piece for our donkeys. There's a spare piece of DSP. We might want that for the inside. And now I don't want to make a mistake and get my papers mixed up. 3 3/4 by 5 is my outside mat. All right. This is my inside mat. I'm thinking I am going to put this little strip that I had left over down the side of the inside of my card to pretty it up. There's not a lot to do with little strips like this that are left over, so I thought this would brighten up the inside a bit. There we go. And what did I do with my, I've got some rough edges here that I have to take care of as well. You can do this with an emery board as well. This is ancient. I think this must be probably 5 or 6 years old. We used to carry those. All right, now we're just going to make sure that we get this on the inside of our card. Gray granite is not a color that I use very often, so I thought, why not use it tonight? All right, so now we are going to layer, oh, I'm going to need my, oops. Okay, I am going to layer my DSP, and this looks like a textured towel or a textured sweater. And I thought, that's different, because we need some kind of a backdrop for our darling donkeys. So I chose pink. So obviously this is not going to be a card for a guy unless your guy likes pink. My ex-father-in-law used to absolutely love the color pink, and he would put on a gray suit on a Sunday morning to go to church, and he always wore this pink tie, and it looked so good on him. All right, there is our card base. So we're just going to set that out of the way, and we are going to bring in our Stamparatus so that we can do some stamping with our darling donkeys. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it here tonight. Surprise, surprise. And there are no dies for these. I really wish there were, because I can see this cute set getting a lot of use. But they're not going to be difficult to fussy cut. The camera wiggle bothers me. Are you guys noticing the wiggle when it... Cute, very cute. Okay. Put these guys back, and then we'll bring in some Stampin' Blends, and we will see what we can do to add a titch of color to these guys. I am going to need, actually I will use this. Something to put under my guys. All right, so this is our card base. Now I need to get access to some markers down here. There's my gray granite markers and some smoky slate and some crumb cake. And this guy's got a rose in his mouth. So I'm thinking that we need to make that a shade of pink. I just don't know what shade. Maybe, I think for Cocoa Rose it's going to be too dark. Let me get a little piece of scrap and we will figure that out. This is light Rococo Rose. Actually, that looks like dark. No, that's light Rococo Rose. This is light Flirty Flamingo. Dark Flirty Flamingo. Holy moly. Now these ones are retired, but I'm going to pull them in here because I can. This is Pink Pirouette Light. That's way too light. And that's Pink Pure. Oh, I think that's the one right there. Okay. Yes. So that little flower is going to be Pink Pirouette Dark, because I want it to coordinate with that paper. without being a, you know, as close as I can without being a totally different shade. And I've chosen the light Granny Apple Green for the stem of this flower. So that's some pretty simple coloring there. And maybe we'll make this guy granite. You know what? I'm going to put some pink in his ears. How about some of the light pink pirouette? Just to give a little hint of pink in here. And I'm going to do it in all of them because I can. You guys have any questions? I know it's no fun watching somebody color, but I'll try to go as quickly as possible. This is light gray granite that I have here now. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of blending. On this guy. And I think I'm just going to leave his teeth white like the cardstock. I'm trying to, as I'm coloring, I'm just doing little crossover hatches, trying to make it look like he's a little scruffy and woolly, if you know what I mean. Can't do much on his legs here because his legs are so skinny. All right. He's okay. Now I think I'm going to try the smoky slate on his hooves. Just to give it a little bit of definition. And I'm going to do this guy here in this light smoky slate. And we will have to pull in the dark smoky slate to do his hooves. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love to color when I'm sitting in front of the TV. I find it hard to sit still for a long amount of time unless I'm actually doing something. And I find if I've got something to do while I'm sitting there watching a movie or whatever, that I can sit longer. All right. I like the fact that these donkeys are going to be different shades. All right, I'm going to need the dark smoky slate for his hooves. Now, this little guy, he looks like Eeyore, doesn't he? We are going to do him in crumb cake. But not with that end. I may have to pull out a new crumb cake marker. This one is almost done. We might have enough to finish him. All right, I'm going to bring in the dark crumb cake, and I'm going to do a little bit of shading on this guy. Actually, I think I'm going to do his muzzle in the dark. I think these little guys are so cute. Okay, let's get these markers out of the way, and we will get these little guys cut out so we can complete our card. And if you hate fussy cut, here's my tip for you. When you fussy cut, leave a little tiny bit of white showing around your image. Now this rose is a little fiddly, I will admit. But turn your paper. Don't turn your scissors. If you use this hand to move your paper, it will be a lot easier. And I always cut off excess like that so that it makes it easier to maneuver. But you get smoother cuts if you just cut in this part of your blade, not the tips, and you twist your paper, not the scissors, if that makes any sense. I find when I try to fussy cut and I don't leave the little bit of white shadow, it doesn't look as nice. Okay, so this guy's got a wild haircut up here. We'll just do the best we can around it. And because you're watching live, I cannot speed this up for you, but that's okay. You'll have a lesson in fussy cut. I can't even talk. A lesson in fussy cutting as well. I watched a demonstrator many years ago who does a lot of fussy cutting. Like there's some dies that she doesn't buy because she loves to fussy cut. And she is the one that taught me the best way to fussy cut. And it just came from watching her. And every once in a while she'd have a chit chat like I'm having with you guys right now about the best way to fussy cut. And you see I'm just going across the bottom here, and then I'll cut up into the white areas. And these areas can be a little difficult, but as with all things, practice makes perfect. There we go. I'm going to leave. No, I'm not. It's going to bother me if I leave it. Very indecisive, huh? I was going to say I was going to leave it because it was so small. See, this way I'm cutting blind this way. I don't know how close I am to the other leg, but that's good enough. Okay, that was the hard one. Now we will work on these easy ones. These should go much quicker. Alright. I'm wondering if I should put more pink in their ears, like a darker pink. I'm kind of second guessing that super light pink, but we'll see what it looks like when I get them down on the matte layer with the pink background. I think maybe when I put them on the pink, it will, the pink will pick up anyway. Alright, in between his ear and his back is going to be a little fussy. And his tail is going to be a little fussy. Once again, I'm cutting blind this way. It's all good. Now I'm going to cut blind this way. I'm just guessing the amount of white space that's available there. I need to get a little closer. There we go. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. Think how quickly this could have been done if we had dies. I'm hoping, now I'm just going to voice my opinion here. I'm not telling you anything. I don't know anything. I'm just hoping. You know how last year during Celebration, they came out with dies for some of the Celebration stamp sets? Well, I'm hoping that they come out with dies for these little donkeys, because I can see these little guys getting lots of use in my house. So, fingers crossed that we get dies for this guy, because I will be first one standing in line to get them. And speaking of Celebration, I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because we're just sitting here fussy cutting, so I have time to talk to you about it. We are typically, Celebration is from January 1st or 2nd to March 31st, a full 3 months. Well, that's not going to happen this year. Celebration is 2 months, January and February, and then they're going to have another celebration at the end of the summer. I think it's in August. I can't remember right off the top of my head. I think it's in August. They're going to do August, July and August, or August and September. They're going to do another celebration. So basically we're having 2 celebrations. So 2 months each, that gives us an extra month of celebration. And they've divided it up the way they're doing it. 1 month it's going to be products from North America. so you know that they're not going to be going into back order. And then the second month, it will be items sourced from overseas. So those are while supplies last. So I know that in January, it's going to be items from North America because of Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year makes it really hard for them to get items overseas. So I know that for January it's going to be North American sourced products, and then February will be overseas, and those ones will be while supplies last. Okay, we have our donkeys. So yeah, I think their ears are okay. I'm just going to go over them one more time to darken them up just a titch. There we go. Now we need a greeting. And I am going to go into this magic box of tricks, and I'm just going to pick one of these greetings. Hooray, it's your birthday. How's that? And this one here is stitched all the way around. Not all of them are. Some are, some aren't. Some are scalloped. Like those dies are fantastic. All right, and I think that I want to back that die cut maybe. Let's just play with the layout a little bit. I could have this guy sitting on top of, let's put him over here. If I put that there, I could have this guy sitting right on top of that greeting. Oh, that's cute, eh? All right, let's glue some of these things down. See what we can do. I'm going to leave this here for a minute, and I'm going to put the donkey down. Well, my little Molly has calmed down and gone out to the living room. She was wrapping herself around my feet and meowing a bit ago. All right. Yep, I think I'm going to glue this flat as well. Just like so. And I just got adhesive all over my finger. Some glue on those skinny little legs. These guys make me laugh. I think this guy's going to be jumping and dancing up here like this in the corner. He's kicking up his heels and having a good old time celebrating somebody's birthday. How cute is that? Okay, now we need to bling him up a little bit because he's pretty plain. Those are 2 gold. I have some white. I guess you're seeing nothing but reflection there. I have some white dots here that we might be able to use. Those champagne ones are too gold. I have some clear ones. Lots of gold. Iridescence. Well. Let's have a peek at these white ones. See what they're going to look like. These are all the trimming embellishments. Let me find my pick tool and we'll see what we can do with these. I can't say that I like them. They're just, they get lost there. We need something a little more. So let's try these elegant faceted gems. These ones, can you see all the fabulous sparkle in them? Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, those are cute. We'll put one here. Where do I want it? One here and one here. Now, I think we should have a little bow. What do you think? I do believe I have some gray granite ribbon somewhere. I just need to find it. What's this one here? Gray granite. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way so we can bring this in. I don't know. I don't know if I like that on there or not. Let's just try a bow. Let's just try a bow. Oops. And that didn't work right. And pull it tight enough. Let's try that again. Oh, that looks better already. Okay, let's see what this looks like. You know what? I don't like a bow on here. I think it's fine as is. Sometimes you don't need a whole heck of a lot of embellishments on there. We could try one more thing that's less. Let's grab some of this Whisper White Baker's Twine and see what we can do. See if we like it. If we do, fine. If we don't, well, it can come right off of there. Okay, let's see what this looks like. I'm wrestling with it here. I want it down here at the bottom because I don't want it to interfere with his tail too much. All right, let's give it a whirl, see what it looks like. Of course, I am not able to tie it properly because I'm on camera. I'm going to tie it in a knot and then a bow. There we go. Take that, you baker's twine. All right. Let's pull these loops down smaller. Trim off these tails a little bit and see what it looks like. I don't mind that. That's okay. I'm just going to slide it down just a titch. Just rotate it. And then I'm going to put a glue dot under there and we will call that one done. Just like so. Bueno. So there are our darling donkeys. Aren't those gorgeous? Those little, those were the elegant faceted gems. They look like little pieces of glass. There's so many different facets in them that they just shimmer like crazy. And then we have the fabulous Dragonfly Garden that gave me so much grief tonight. All right, there's your cards for tonight, ladies. Gives you something to look forward to with the new catalog coming out in January. I will be ordering the catalogs December 1st, and I will have them to you so that you can ooh and ah and look at them over the holidays, and you will be able to start purchasing in January. All right, that's it for me for tonight. I will be back Thursday night, and I'm not sure what we're doing. If you guys have any requests, please email me, call me, and we will do our very best to meet your requests. Thank you, ladies, and have a good night. Bye-bye.